So let's get started by opening up a new family window element, generic family element. So I'm going to go to New, Family, English Imperial. I should get rid of all the other languages. And then the window, just a window, not any trim or not a curtain wall. And we're going to make some changes to this. Basically, we're going to change a lot of the parameters of it. So if I was to look at, like, the sill height will make 1 foot, the window height will make 8, and we'll make the width 8 feet. So I'm just going to open up the parameters. I'm going to change this to 8. Change this to 8. And slide down here and find the sill. And change it to, let's say, 1. And now we have our opening. We're going to be adding some tile. Basically, that's 1 foot wider all the way around. So I want to make some offset reference lines. So I'm going to go to model line. Oops, excuse me. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to create. I'm going to grab the reference line tool, and I'll just draw a reference line here to give us a guide to where to pull out our tile. Down here we have the 1 foot reference line that I can pull to, which is just the grade. And so what I want to do is I want to change this to exactly 11 feet. Maybe 10 feet. That's right. And let's annotate it so I can lock the dimension down. All right, and I think we're ready to start building now. So I'm going to go up to the reference level. I want to make sure that this wall says it's 6 inches deep because that's the wall I'm going to use in the project. And you'll want to create one similar to that. And we're going to start building some extrusions here now. So I'm going to have to look over to my reference here quickly, my window, to see what we're going to do. And we're going to start building. I'll start over here on the exterior of the building. We're just going to start with our first piece of terracotta extrusion. So I'll kind of zoom in on that area right here. And we'll go to create and extrusion. And I'm going to want it to overhang from that edge, maybe 2 inches, because we're going to have a piece of tile that's going to return back on the window. I'll come all the way over here to that edge of where the existing wall is. And I just have this, I don't have this on the chain command, so I'm just going to keep having to draw lines. I think that's more convenient. So I made that 6 inches high on one end, 2 inches on the other. I'll create a little flat area here. And over here I'll do the same. Not sure that's really necessary, but it's always another place to catch some lighting highlights. And I'll pull a radius. And now we're ready to actually generate that extrusion, but we want this other kind of extrusion going on over here. So what I'm going to do is that side, the return, the thing that you see inside of the window when you're looking, we don't want to see that brick there. So I'm going to build another piece of extrusion, and I'll make this come in nice and deep. The idea I'm thinking is that we want these to be kind of like deep shadow boxes. And this is a bit different than the one I did it the first time, which is kind of fun. It gives us a chance to see. Let me make sure I snap this to exactly 1 foot. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so we have 2 extrusions in that, and that's really actually fine. And we want to give it a material, so let's take a minute and create that first material. So I'm going to go to create new. I'll rename this. These are colors we can change anytime. Call it Terra 1. But what's important this time is what I want to do is I want to open up the asset browser and go to the appearance palette and go to ceramic and porcelain and just pick any color, really, the sandy taupe. Now let's just import that. This allows us to have these bumps, textures to our material, and we can adjust the gloss or the satin finish that we put on it. So we could put it at glazed or high gloss. That may look a little bit too shiny. Like I said, we can change that later on. I'll click apply on that and OK. And we'll finish extruding that now. And we'll go to the exterior view. And you'll notice now I want to pull this down until it touches the reference level. And I want to pull it up until it touches that new reference that we just made and lock that there. And then we're going to mirror it over to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. Now, for some reason, the references don't automatically lock, so we want to redo that. Oops. Okay, so now we have an assembly that's about 10 feet by 10 feet. And we're actually going to space it 10 feet by 11 feet, like a little extra space down here by 1 extra foot. So let's go ahead and give this a name now. So I'm going to do a save as. And we'll call it, whoops. I'm going to call it framed window 2. I don't know why I always do window. Oops. That's why. And we'll save that. And we'll go ahead and load that into the project. I don't know if that save as showed up on your screen. Let me see if that shows up, because I'm working on 2 screens here. Yeah, so I apologize for that. Save as showed up over here. Pull it back over there so it doesn't happen again. And I'll just click cancel for that. And we're going to load it into the project. And no other project options came open because we only have one project open. So this is the first mock-up that I've done of the wall. And I've created another section of wall. Let me just stop that for a minute. And it's a basic wall. It's got the brick texture on it, but it's only 6 inches thick. And it matches that other one. And this is just coming up, not the wall itself. So the basic dimensions of this are, for what I'm doing right now, it's 66 feet long. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. It's 66 feet long and it's 70 feet high. If you want to do it exactly the same way. And so let's go ahead and start with placing a window. I'll just do this kind of arbitrary right now. And it's sitting backwards in the sill, so I'm going to hit the space bar so that it fits forward. We can zoom in here. And then let's go ahead and start duplicating this up. Like I said, we're going to space it by 11 feet. So I'm going to grab the copy tool and we'll go up 11 and 11, 11, and I think one more will go in here. And then we're gonna duplicate them over in the 10-foot module. All right, so let's go ahead now. I'll go to the site and take a little shot of that so we can see what it looks like. Oops. Try that again. It must got a little off screen. And once again, I'm not going to pull my camera up. I'm going to expose more of the facade that way. And we'll just do a quick rendering so we can get a little more realistic idea of what's going on here. Okay, so there we have the start of our facade. And if you think about it, it already starts to look quite interesting before we've added any other elements to it. So I'll end this clip now, and then we'll start looking at adding some other kinds of details as we move through this project.